Located in Oregon's Willamette Valley, the Albany and Eastern Railroad operates more than 60 miles of former Southern Pacific and Oregon Electric rail lines. The main center of operations is in Lebanon, Oregon. On the weekdays, several local freight trains operate over the railroad, some switching out local industries, with one train taking cars from Lebanon to Albany, Oregon to interchange with the Portland and Western and Union Pacific railroads. In addition to freight operations, the railroad also runs tourist train excursions. Since 2014, passenger trains have operated along the rails of the A&E as the Santiam Excursion Train. The main ticket office for the excursions is housed in the former Southern Pacific Depot in Lebanon, built in 1908. Most trips are pulled by a fleet of vintage diesel-electric locomotives, several of which also came from the Southern Pacific. However, starting in 2022, the railroad began offering steam-powered tourist trips behind restored Santa Maria Valley Railroad locomotive number 205. This engine was built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works in January of 1924 and originally went to work in California's Central Valley on the San Joaquin and Eastern Railroad. The SJ&E shut down in 1933, and the 205 was subsequently sold to the Santa Maria Valley Railroad. For another decade and a half, the 205 served the agriculture industry on the central coast of California until the railroad finally retired the locomotive in 1950. It was then donated to the city of Santa Maria and placed on display. A man by the name of George Lavicott acquired the locomotive in 1983 and, with a group of friends, restored the locomotive to operation over the ensuing decades. The Albany and Eastern acquired the locomotive from George in 2021 after a successful restoration. While 205 never operated in Oregon during its 2.5 decades of hauling freight, the little 262 Prairie-type locomotive looks right at home pulling trains in the Willamette Valley. We will now travel to the Albany and Eastern to see Locomotive 205 on 2 different occasions. In 2022, the locomotive pulled several recreated freight trains all over the railroad for a 2-day photography event hosted by Laro Productions. Along with seeing the locomotive in action for this event, we will also watch the 205 pull a series of passenger excursions between Lebanon and Sweet Home on the railroad's former Oregon Electric Railway Sweet Home branch in November of 2024. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for this look at Santa Maria 205 on the Albany and Eastern Railroad. As always, a special thanks to all my supporters on Patreon. Have questions or comments on the 205 or the Albany and Eastern you'd like to share with me? Post them below in the comments section. If you would like notifications whenever I post to YouTube, click on the subscribe button and select the Receive All Notifications option. I'll be back next Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time for a brand new railroading adventure right here on the YouTube channel. That's it for now. Until next time, I'm Mike Armstrong. I'll see you down the line. Thanks for watching.